Hello everyone, welcome back. My name is Fizz. How's everyone doing today? We're gonna show you guys how to make the Viking village tower. Now this has been requested a bunch of times and we're gonna go doing a step-by-step. It's gonna be, I don't know if it's gonna be long or not, but hopefully you guys enjoy. And if you want to see the full video of the Viking village, you can click the top right now and that will take you to the full Viking village little preview with gliders. So anyways, enjoy and let's get started. And by the way, this is not modded, so this will be fun. Alright, so let's get started, shall we? So what you're gonna need, depending on what you want to build it with, you're gonna need some wood, some stone, and you know, that's basically, you can build it with metal and you can build it with thatch if you really want to, and you can build it with tech if you really want to. But for this instance, for the video, we're just gonna use wood and stone just like we did in vanilla. And you know, just basically start out with a pillar, just as usual, just a pillar. And yeah, let's just start building. So if you remember the tutorial about making a circle, we're going to do the same thing, and I'll go over this real quick. And if you want an in-depth video on how to do this, feel free to click on the top right. But basically what we're going to do is put a fence foundation here. I'm going to put it on the corner as well. Let's come on. There we go. Then we're gonna put is a wall here and a wall underneath, like so. Then we're gonna put a ceiling like that, and there you go. And that's basically what you're gonna do to make a circular bit. And obviously you don't need this part, you don't need this part, and you definitely do not need this. Oh, and there's one more thing. Let me see, where are you? That's what I did. There we go. So yeah, so basically that is it. And now I'm gonna just quickly fast do this, since you don't really need a tutorial on this part. Alright, so after you've completed the octagon piece right here, make sure you get rid of all the little bits like underneath, like so. We can next do is fill in the bottom. So obviously, if you're on a first server, this is what you're gonna have to do. You're just gonna have to basically place walls like this, and you're not gonna be able to place, you know, the finished little gaps. You can try and do that with the foundation, but since no collision is base game now for settings, I'm using no collision base game settings, so that way I can just do something like this when I want to place a wall. Now obviously I am going through the ground, but this is the only reason why, is just to place it down very quickly. As you can tell, if I don't want to do that, I can just do this. But I like to do stuff fast and quickly, as you can tell. Alright, so after you've completed the entire base, it's time to build the walls. So if you remember on the other thing, we could do basically, we're going to do some pillars with some walls and some dino door gates. So let's start with placing the fence foundations. So we need to place fence foundations in the interior. So if you remember on the outerior, we did that for placing the circular bit. This time we need to place them interior. So what you need to do is place one here, 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 and here, and then you keep doing it basically. Now the reason why you're placing it only on one side is, I'll explain to you in a second when we complete all this, but make sure you place, it doesn't matter which side, you can place them on the left or right, you just need one fence foundation on each and every corner, and make sure you don't double up, because sometimes you can accidentally do that. So alright, so after we get to here, now we're going to do the pillar work. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take our wooden pillars, stone pillars, whatever you want to do. We're going to do wood. And basically what we're going to do is go around once, basically, and place these down. individually. Now, the reason why we're doing that is if we did a double pillar, if we did something like this, and like this, you're gonna have a trouble of having two different pillars snapping together, and then it's a little bit hard. You really don't need to do that. If you want to, feel free, but I find it just a little bit easier just to have it one pillar, you know, going each way, you know, and it gives it more of a, like a spiral look to it, to the build, when you do it that way. Well, this way, technically, like that. And obviously you can go all the way down to the ground, just like that. If you want to do that, feel free. Alright, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to place some pillars up to the tippity top. We're going to do roughly 4 more, I think. So 1, 2, 3. So it's a 4 tall. So 1, 2, 3. And this is just to give us some depth, and, you know, you'll see in a second when we get to the tippity top part. And like I said, you don't have to do wood. I'm doing wood because I'm keeping to the main build that I did already for the Viking village. So feel free, if you want to copy it, be my guest. Next thing you want to do, which is very simple, and this is why we put fence foundations in the first place, is we are going to put some wooden dino gates down. So take your dino gates. Remember, they don't have any snap points unless you snap them to fence foundation, and we're going to place them down like so. But wait, before we do that, we're actually going to reverse them. So as you can tell right now, if we place them down, they're going to be like this. We don't actually want this. We actually want to destroy that, and we actually want to place them down and hit E. Now, the reason why we're hitting E is this actually adds a lot more detail and dimension for the outside. Now, obviously, it does have this overhang thing, but I actually like that because it gives it more of a more depth for the wall. So what you're going to do for each and every wall is hit E on the computer. PC version, obviously. I don't know what it is for consoles if you're going to do this. I don't know if consoles actually have no collision yet settings, but wait, basically what you're going to do is do this. And the thing I think the one thing I really like about the wooden is that, you know, they have two different kind of styles. You have the wooden texture in the front, and then you have the more of the boarded texture in the back, which is really nice sometimes when you really want it or don't want it. And there you go. So there's our kind of octagon shape. So now we get to decide, what do we want for walls? Now, in the Viking village over there, we did basically wood walls that were basically like this. Now, they actually work pretty well. See, they pretty much matched that. So I think we're going to do that again. So what we're going to do is, obviously, like I just did, we're going to try and line up this, hit E, and place a wall. Do we want to add a door to this for you guys to have a little bit of a way to get up and around into the tower? And I think yes. So what we're going to do actually is we're going to extend this front area like so. Now remember, if you want to add this door feature, then it might be a little bit too late to add it now because you might have to destroy this whole wall. But well, hopefully you're doing no collision so that way you don't have to. And what I'm thinking of doing actually is let's do an angle piece right here, so you guys can see what an angle piece will look like if we did something right here. So let's bring it back. That piece, is that on the edge? I actually can't tell half the time. Oh, it was on the edge, okay. Sometimes it doesn't like to be on the edge. And what we're gonna do is up here, and there we go. And now what we can do is we can do some sort of ramp system. If you want, and look at it, right into some water. How's that for you guys? Something like that. Now, the cool thing about this, if you don't actually want to put, you don't want to have anything like that, like support, you can actually do that. But I'm gonna get rid of the fence foundation, so I'm gonna add a little bit of a support system right there. I'm gonna get rid of this, and I'm also gonna get rid of that. And then what I'm gonna do is cover this bit up because we don't need to see it anymore. Oops. go. Oop, a little bit of lag. It's okay. Go. And obviously that's when a good feature of no collision actually works. But if you don't have no collision, there's actually a way to intersect two walls. I've actually done a video on that. Alright, and there we go. So now we have a beautiful little entranceway. And now what we're gonna do is I think we're gonna extend. Kind of want to do something like, what do I want to do? What do I want to do? I kind of want to extend this out a little bit. Now, here is the question. Can I do something like this? I'm going to try and do a thing. So, usually what happens right here, here's the dilemma of me actually doing this. So, right now, if I want to make this a door, so for instance, if I actually want to put this piece here, right, and I want to be able to open and close this, what I need to do is I need to open this up. And the best way of doing that is actually just doing something like this. And but then you have the scenario of what just happened is now I have no ceiling support. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put this back. Well, actually, I only need to do one side. We're gonna put this ceiling back, and then we're gonna put another ceiling back like so. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna drop this down like so. We're gonna extend this bit out to be something like this. We're gonna put a roofing system like so here, right here as well. And then what we're also gonna do is snap this piece here, so I can cover that up, that little bit up. Hold on. Let's cover this. And there we go. And then what we're gonna do is actually we're actually gonna extend this bit out. So, I always like to do my stuff differently. It's just a thing I like to do. So sorry. But what we're gonna do now is put some of these here, and we're gonna put some pillars here. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab some wooden. We're gonna grab some wooden door frames. And then we're gonna place these right here. If I can get it to snap properly. Come on. There we go. And you can do this on official servers if you want. This is nothing new. This is actually old. Alright, so next up we have the little new entranceway into the little bit of the water. Funny little thing. I just literally have added pillars with fence foundations like so, and basically that's all I've done. I mean, that's pretty simple. So next up what we have is the exterior and interior. So as you can tell, the interior you can do whatever you want. It is a watchtower built for a king or people. So you can do whatever you want to do, and it also has a functioning door. So let's go up to the tippity top. So like I said earlier, we needed to have the ability to put ceilings. So what we're gonna do now is put ceilings going all the way around. Like so. Oh, if you don't run out of it. Okay, next thing we're gonna do is we're actually gonna extend our pillars now up. So we're gonna extend them up 3. You can extend them up 4 or 5, but we're gonna do it 3 for this video. And this is exactly the same way that we do it on the Viking village video, or the other builds, basically. Like this, like this, like this, and like this. Now, what we're going to do next is this interior. Now, if you remember, I have a video top right. If you are building this on official server with no collision, this is how you're going to be able to do this. So, I've done a video on it, but I'll quickly show you guys how to do it. So, first off, you're going to have a problem with, if you're on an official server, of doing something like this. Okay? You can't do that. It says no collision, obstructed, and whatnot. What you need to do to actually do that is, the video, is do something like this. You need to intersect 2 door frames like so, and then replace a wall doing something like this, and like this. And that's how you intersect 2 walls to be able to place, you know, a thing. Be able to place anything. And that's basically what we're going to be doing all the way around, is actually just placing walls that go all the way up to 3 high, like so. If I can snap it. Sometimes you got to get some really creative snap points, but yeah. Alright, next thing we're gonna do, your railings. That's right, we're gonna put some railings here, and we're also gonna come down here and place some railings like so. Now, very simple and very easy to place, you know, if you want. Now, there is actually a way to place railings here, and we're gonna do that right now. So what we're gonna do for doing that is, here's a little trick. We might have done it backwards, but that's fine. So we're gonna put a ceiling down here first, and then we're gonna put a railing here. Now, it needs to be facing blue, I think it is. Yes. And then we can destroy that, and that's how you place 2 walls together. And you can also do 2 fence foundation snap points as well. But make sure it's blue, facing towards you on the outside, and then get rid of the ceiling. And that's how you can place some railings like that. That's a little trick for you guys. I guess you... I wonder if most people didn't know that. Who knows? Anyways, let's continue placing some more railings around here. Like this. Very straightforward. And you guys have probably been wondering, there's no way to get up to this top floor over here. Well, there will be. We're going to make a way for that. But first, we're going to finish the build a little bit. Then we're going to try and work in the interior. And I haven't done it yet, so we'll be experimenting with each other on that. So, we have now put the railings. We've now put the walls. It's time to cap this. So, what we're going to need is some ceilings, again. And what we're going to do is, if you see... Remember that we placed the pillars on a... like kind of different angles. This is actually going to be good for our advantage. Why? Because we can do something like this. So when we place ceilings like so, we can do something like this. So now we can do 2 intersecting ceilings like that, like so, like this. We're going to do another one, and basically what we're doing is just covering this whole entire area like so. Pretty easy, right? Very easy. Just like that. Very straightforward and very easy. Alright, so the next thing we're going to do is the fun old roofs. Everybody loves roofs in this game, I know that. Oh boy, so what first we're going to do is place the right one, right? Yes, the wooden roof. You can do stone if you want, but we're going to do wood. Basically what we're going to do is basically place them down like so. Now, actually, we're going to change this up a little bit. We're going to place this one in the middle like so, and then we're also going to do this one on the outside. Thinking how I actually want to do this. We're actually going to do something different. Yeah, let's do it this other way. I was thinking that way, but I think a lot of people will have some trouble with that. Let's simplify it for you. Let's all put them all in the middle like this. Basically, one after the other, like so. It's very simple, very easy to follow, and I think everyone will understand it this way a little bit better. I think. I'm hoping. I'm hoping I won't lose anyone on this this build right here. Let's see, and let's do something like that. Okay, next what we're gonna do, the opposite. We're gonna now place the left one, and make sure you don't do something like that, because that is bad. That's a no-no. It's a very no-no. Just go like this. this and like this. There we go. So now we have all our directional, like roofing. Next, what we're going to do is put a roof ceiling down like so. Now, we're not actually going to completely cover the interior because there's no need. It'll just be a waste of resources. Don't really need it. We'll do it in a minute, basically, for like some support system. And I'll show you guys why. So there we go on that. And now we get to determine what we want to do with the finished roof. So, right now, we kind of have a bunch of different sides. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this. So let's go back to the door. Here's our little door. And we're going to use this as our base front. So what that means is I'm going to do this. Extend this one out. Extend this one out. So now what I'm going to do is go to the other side of that extension. And I'm going to go over here. Place a roof here. Place a roof here. And then what I'm going to do is go to the right. Roof here. Roof here. And then finally I'm going to go across again. And put a roof here. And put a roof here. Now, usually what I would do is I would actually put the slants on the corners. But for you guys, I'm going to do it like this so it's a little bit easier for you guys to follow. The last thing I'm going to do is actually going to fill these holes up with just a simple wall. I mean, it's pretty simple, straightforward. And there we go. Now, you can do something like this if you really want to. You can actually fill these in like so. But you don't really need to because we're not doing, you know, that certain kind of thing. And also, you don't actually really need to have this as well. If you want to have it some sort of thing like that, feel free. You know, be creative. You don't have to copy me. I'm just showing you guys how it's done, how I did it. Next thing you're going to do is use some ceilings. Like so, and we're just going to place them on each and every wooden wall top into a nice circle. And then we're going to cross them. So we're going to do one here, here. Oop. We're going to do another one here. And then finally we're going to do the last one on the other side. Now, as you can tell, there is holes. You can cap them if you want, but I keep the holes because it adds a little bit more dimension for my build to have it more airy, because since, you know, it's a war station, you know, maybe they cook a lot of food and stuff inside. And then we're basically, yeah, basically on that. They're going to cook each other alive inside. Oh, no! That's bad to think, actually. Let me see. Do I have my stone walls? There we go. That key right there. Alright, so next thing we're going to do is we're going to put some walls. So let's do some stone walls on the outerior of the big end. So what we're going to do is put one here. We're going to put one here. And you want to make sure they're facing outwards. You don't want to do the interior because we want to have the facing stone structure out. And we're going to do it like that. And lastly, we're going to put some more roofing. So let's start with the left one again. We're going to do all the left ones first. Like so. We can get it to snap. Then lastly, we're going to do rights. Put all the right ones out. Hopefully everyone's following. Make sure you're not following behind. We're going a little bit faster for the roof because it's all one system. Not really needs to take a break. And last, we're going to put the roofs. Now this gives it that little Viking feel for the little roofs. Now obviously, you know, they didn't really have towers something like this, but you know, this is kind of our, you know, it's our own game, you know, and you know, I have a feel that it is. And lastly, we need to do is put some railings. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, not boom. Boom, boom, boom. Ah, we ran out of one railing. No, we had just enough. And boom. And that's how you build the Viking house. Tower. Watchtower. Thingaladooler. Alright, well anyways, ladies and gentlemen, that is it. If you guys liked the video, please leave a thumbs up, like, share, comment, and hopefully everyone enjoyed this, and make sure you go check out the full glider video that I did about the entire village, about the Viking village. You know, this is just a part of it, and I have a couple more videos I want to do for you guys. It's going to be a house, and I think one of the stalls for the market, because I think a lot of people had questions about that. If there's anything else, please tell me, because there's a lot to do. There's a lot of buildings happening in that village. video, so please tell me what you want. But anyways, this is the first one. Hopefully everyone enjoyed. Hopefully you all followed. And yeah, we'll see you guys on the next one. Take care, have a good one, and I hope you enjoyed.